Hey YouTube, in this video, we're going to integrate Intercom with ChatGPT APIs from OpenAI. This video is also in the form of an article. I'll link that down in the description so you can follow along. By the end of this video, you'll be able to empower your customer support teams using AI. Let's get started. This video is going to be a no-code tutorial. You'll need accounts with Zapier, Intercom, and OpenAI. For Zapier and Intercom, you can go to their websites and create the accounts. For OpenAI, the description has steps you can follow to create an account and get your API keys. Once you're done with that, go back to intercom.com, and this is something you should see. We're going to click on this second step, which is to embed the messenger in a website. Obviously, we're not going to create a website in this tutorial. We'll be using CodeBen, which will act as our website. So we're going to go ahead and copy the code, open codeben.io/ben. Once you are here, you're going to paste the code in the HTML section. Now we're going to change the name here to John Doe. In the email, we're going to say it's john@doe.com. We're going to remove this created ad field. And in a few seconds, this should reload and you'll see this Intercom chat at the bottom right. Go back to the Intercom dashboard and it's going to show you that your messenger is installed in Live. Once that is done, we'll go to Zapier. On the Zapier dashboard, you'll see an option to connect two apps. In the first one, we are going to enter Intercom. And in the second one, we're going to say ChatGPT. Once we select that, we're going to select triggers for this. So we're going to select the trigger, new conversation. And for action, we need to select conversation. This is going to create a Zap or a workflow, which starts whenever a new conversation and Intercom is created, and it's going to call the ChatGPT conversation API. Let's click on try it. Now we have come to the editor. So here we're going to click on the first step. It will ask you to connect your Intercom account. We're going to click on sign in and then authorize access. Now the account is connected. We're going to click on continue. At this point, Zapier is going to get an example conversation from Intercom. So we're going to click on test trigger to do that. Okay. Now we click on continue with selected record. Now with the ChatGPT step, we're going to connect the OpenAI account. We are going to paste the API key we got from the first step where we set up the OpenAI account. Click on continue. Continue. Okay, at this point, we're going to send some data to ChatGPT API. For user message, we're going to select subject. Let's add a comma after this and then body. This will send the user message to ChatGPT, this format. For the username, we're going to use username. For assistant name, we can write anything. Let's say Lisa. For assistant instructions, basically this field tells OpenAI API how to respond to the messages. We're going to add some instructions to it. You can copy these from the article. This is telling the API that you are a customer support assistant for an enterprise SaaS product. Now we're going to select the mod. We're going to use GPT 3.5 Turbo. For the memory key, we're going to select the conversation ID. This basically tells ChatGPT how to remember this conversation. In temperature, we're going to type 0.2. Temperature is basically a parameter which allows the APIs to be creative. In this case, we don't want the APIs to get creative, hence the value is 0.2, which is more deterministic. Click on continue. Now we're going to click on test action. This will send the conversation details to ChatGPT API. Right. The response is this. Hello, how can I assist you today? That's what the Chat API returned. Now we're going to add another step to this. To send this response back to the customer, we'll need to call the Intercom APIs, and the API requires a user ID, which we don't know yet. The user ID needs to belong to an admin, which is basically you in this scenario. We'll select Intercom. Unfortunately, there is no event for this particular thing. So we'll have to call the API directly. Click continue. In the action phase, we're going to keep the method as get, and in the URL field, we'll type in this URL. You can just copy this from the article. You're going to click on continue. Now testing the action. Okay. In the response we got back, we should see the ID. Looks good. Let's add another step. In order to send the message data to the Intercom API, we'll have to format it in a way so that the API understands it. We're going to use the code by Zapier app. In the event, we're going to select run JavaScript. You don't need to know JavaScript. You can just copy paste what I do here from the article. Here, we're going to input some data into this step. So let's call this parameter message, and the value will be assistant response message. Going to add another input data. Let's call it admin ID, and we're going to send the response ID, the admin ID we got from the third step. In the code section, you can just copy paste this again. So we're going to create this JSON object, which tells the API that the message type is comment, and then admin is sending it. The admin ID is this, and the body of the message is this. I'm going to click continue. Let's click on test action. It created this data output, which is basically what we want to send to the API. For the next step, we're going to use Intercom again. This is the step where we send the message back to the customer. There is no way to do that through the predefined events and Zapier. So we'll have to use the API request event, continue. For the action, we're going to send a post request. The URL will be this and the variable will be this. Here, you'll see this no data, but that is a bug in the Intercom integration on Zapier. Just ignore that. For additional request headers, the name will be content type and the data will be application/JSON. In the body, we're going to use the fourth step and use the data object from this. Continue. We're going to test the action. It will look like this succeeded, but it actually didn't succeed. We got a 406 not acceptable there. That is because of the no data bug we saw earlier. But don't worry, this will work fine for a real world application. We're going to click publish. To test this out now, we're going to go back to the code pen and click send us a message. This is a test message. We should get a response back from ChatGPT in a few seconds. We got the response back. Awesome. Now, there is one caveat with this. Maybe you noticed it already, that this only works with new conversations. So if I type something now, we're not going to get back the reply, because if you go back to the Zap and check the first step, the trigger is new conversation, which means that if we click back and click send us a message, we'll get back the reply from ChatGPT. But if we send another message, we're not going to get the reply. That is a limitation of Zapier integration for Intercom. To overcome this, we'll need to implement webhooks in Intercom. That's going to be a long process. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to create a video or article about it. That is all for this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or suggestions, and see you in the next one.